I just want to make something today, man. So I'm just going to go load up an expansion, one expansion, and some bass. Drums, sample, bass. That's what we're going to do. 3 tracks. Let's see if we can get it. I'm going to go to my expansions, load up this Conant Gardens for all the people who have the O.T.G expansion pack. It's supposed to be like Detroit type sounds. I'm going to load up the kit D's. We can see that it's a bunch of mono samples. I'm probably going to use the step sequencer and we're going to put that work in, man. What's going on, guys? It's your brother O.T.G. O.T.G's for overtime grind. Hardly seen, but I'm always around. And today I got my MPC Live 2. We're in 3.4.2 standalone. Right now I'm in the step sequencer. As I always tell you guys, make sure that as soon as you load up your step sequencer, you hit the pad select button on the screen. And now you could select the pad and use the screen to highlight your steps. It's a lot faster than trying to use the pads to put your steps on, depending on how you like to do it. To me, it's faster to interface with the screen. Make sure you stay to the end. We're going to do some mixing. We're going to do a lot of stuff. We're just going to use 3 tracks, man. Right now, my BPM is at 86, but I'm going to end up speeding it up. I'm going to do a couple tricks. I'm going to show you guys a couple things. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment. If you want to get this pack, these are drums, these sounds, check out the link in the description. That's how you can support the channel. All the support and anything you guys help really helps. Right now, we're still working through a flooded studio. That's why my videos been few and in between, but I like you guys. You're my homies, you're my community, man, so I'm here. I'm here with something simple for you guys, I think I'll probably only use one plugin, and that'll be Sub Factory. It's my favorite for the bass. I'll check and see if I can find some kind of key group, but that's what we're going to utilize today. Is we're going to utilize a key group to kind of expand and come up with a sound that sounds dope and get this 3-track beat going. I might cheat and add a 4th track and clone the drums and add some different stutter effects in there. We'll see. You gotta stick around and see. Right now I'm on the step sequencer. That's the button on the top underneath undo. A lot of people don't know that it's there. Right now I'm holding the shift button and I'm slowly speeding it up. I'm holding the shift button because I want to get the point numbers. 0.15, 0.12, whatever that's going to be, I want that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 58% swing to the drums. So we sped this up to 88.84. I feel like it feels good. It's got a good vibe. I like those drums. You turn it back up. I think I turned it down because when we went to go look for a sound, it was too loud. So my browser is too loud. Try to remember that and turn it down. I've never loaded this kit before. It's probably my first time. And if I have, I don't remember. We're going to go ahead to our track edit. Most important screen. I have a couple videos in the MPC Masterclass that talk about it from 2.15. I'll definitely remake some videos and and explain why track edit or program edit is the most important screen on the MPC. I swear I'm the only person who says it on these YouTube streets, and I'm going to keep saying it. All right, now that we got that done, we got a pretty cool drum line. I'm going to build it out a little bit more, right? So I went ahead and I doubled the bars out. I'm sorry for you guys watching and going along with me. I forgot, guys. It's been a while. Shaking off the rust. I started at 4 bars and I just doubled out to 8. All right, now we're layering our snare. And I'm going to use that snare later, probably when we get into the mixing phase, as a way to add some reverb to the snare, give it that feel. I think I missed the spot, so I'm going to go over and just fill it in with a step sequencer. I know a lot of people don't utilize the step sequencer, but you definitely should. That's why I've been implementing it more in videos, showing you guys more of my organic workflow. It's in between playing and programming. Now we're over here at sample screen 2. We're going to mess with the volumes at the root. The reason why I utilize this screen is you have about 3 different places you can turn up and turn down the sound in the MPC when it's in a drum program. And one is all the way at the root. And sample screen 2 is kind of that screen for me. Now I'm going to go over to the wave aspect on the search bar, the squiggly lines. And we're going to factor out all the other sounds. And I'm just going to load some of these wave files from the same Content Gardens expansion. I'm going to turn down our audition. My methodology is I load up 3 or 4 of those sounds before I go over into my key group. And we're not going to do advanced key groups. We're not going to go that far. What I'm going to do is some basic things. So I do think there's a bug that when you try to drag and drop, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. When you hit browse, it doesn't. So the best way I've noticed is sample screen 1. Just go ahead and go from there. And you could also build your layers. Something that I'll talk about in here in the near future. So we got this sound and we're in our key group. And you notice when I play it, when I hold the pad, it plays as long as I hold the pad. I'm utilizing my banks to switch octaves. And I don't want to take long. You know, we just want to do 3 tracks. We're going to have the drums and the bass provide the movement. And then this sound that we find right now is going to be our forever sound. You know, a lot of people will tell you a lot of different ways to make music, but my way of making music is I like to identify what's my sound that is the backbone that is going to play long term, and then we build off of that. You know, so right now, let's go turn this to one shot. So we went to global, we went to sample play and switched it to one shot. So our sample will play fully when we hit the pad, not just when we hold the pad down. That's in this screen on key groups. The track edit operates a little bit similar to a drum program. And remember that key groups are the track edit and program edit is extremely important. Let's go over here, add an effect to that sound. First, I'm probably going to add an EQ because it's kind of bassy. I want to take out some of that bass. Crazy work screen, you know. So at the top, first Q link is the bass, second is the mids, third is mid-high, last is the highs. We're on Q link knob 3. Now, I might even go and add some Flavor Pro. Let's just go over, let's see what we get when we go through the presets. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, guys, that widened out that much. But what I'm doing is selecting the volume and selecting presets. I I'll remember this going forward, and we'll make sure that this doesn't happen again. I apologize sincerely from the bottom of my heart. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. We still cooking up without a whiteout screen or not. We getting busy. Let's go ahead and switch the order. I want Flavor Pro. I want this sound to go through Flavor Pro first and then through the EQ. So the EQ is affecting the effect of Flavor Pro. You get what I'm saying? You dig? Let's go back over there and turn down that vinyl sound. Oh my God, I'm blind. I can't see. All right, I'm gonna go over here to these sliders and we're gonna turn down the crackle. We're gonna turn down the pop. We're gonna turn down the noise and all that stuff. We're gonna turn up more of the effect. Let's get out of here, bright screen. Let's go ahead and name this Dots. You know, that's one of my favorite things, that add these little stabs. Let's make another key group. Let's go over to bass. Sometimes I confuse myself. I forget that you click sample assign and it'll take you back to your expansions. You know, so we're still under our WAV file tab. Let's load up a couple bass sounds. I don't want to spend forever on the bass. So I'm gonna grab a couple, and if they work, they work. If they don't, they don't. We always got Sub Factory, one of the best bass plugins there is. Again, you can get all these sounds and 45 other expansions if you check out the O.T.G expansions from the link below. You get the O.T.G Stemmy Pack, you can get the expansions, you can get over 400 chord progressions, you can get the MPC Masterclass, and almost every MPC sound that I have available on my Gumroad. Again, all the support and things you guys do right now is to get our studio back operational. 3 rooms flooded out. You know, we had the gutters redone, still having problems. We are still searching, and it's been a problem since May 1st. So I'm operating off just one table right now and going to Delaware and Center City to operate every other thing that I'm doing for business. So all support helps, guys. I appreciate it. I guess that means when I get into the new setup or we get this all done, you guys are going to get better views, better lighting, bunch of different stuff, because I'm going to have to fix all this stuff. All right, so right now, one of the things that you guys should see is that you can fix your tails. That's what I'm doing. But I don't really like this sound. That's why I talk through it. I'm going to go ahead and get my plug-in and run with my Sub Factory and go crazy. We're going to go under 808s. I believe I'll tell you what this is. This is Seek, S-E-E-K. That's the preset. You know, when you come to your screen, the one thing I think that is another bug is when you load a plugin, the MPC loads on whatever screen you are on. So because I was on in track edit, I was on sample screen 1. When I drop in Sub Factory, it loads on the equivalent of sample screen 1. That's why my screen looks like that. I've noticed that it does that, which might be a cosmetic bug. It doesn't slow down anything. If you're lost, just go look at those tabs underneath. You see where your white dot is. you can maneuver that, get it in the right place, and get busy, you know. See, right now, there we go. We move, and that's our main screen. I'm going to use my cue links. I'm going to turn up the width. I want to make this bass hit really hard for a while, and I'll come back and correct it in the end. Sometimes that helps me get my volumes right on my other sounds, and then we could just bring the bass down and have it sit perfectly in the mix. Sometimes I'll leave it loud because I know I'm going to put an EQ on the main out, and we're going to carve some of that bass out anyway. I'm going to name this drums. And now what we're going to do is go over to our mute channel. And right now, I'm going to double this out to about 64 bars. You know, I'm the one sequence king. We're going to go over, and right now I'm on event muting. So I'm going to use a lot of the event mutes today instead of audio mutes because we have the 808, and since we only have 3 tracks, what we want to do is have the mute come on and let the 808 play out, or we hit the mute and we may want the drums to keep playing. So this is the reason why I'm going to use event muting on a 3-track beat, because also I may mess up, to be completely honest. And when using audio mutes, it's a little bit easier when you got more sounds. But if you only got 3 tracks going, you might want to use event mutes, because that will kind of save you in the business that you're in and what you're trying to do. You get what I mean? So we'll switch in between, but the majority of this will be mostly event muting. Right now, what I'm doing, the mutes provide movement. That is the whole reason why we utilize the mutes. And this is how you could take that simple 3-track beat and turn it into something. All we did was load a drum kit, 1 sound, and we have the bass. Drums, bass, sample. I call it a sample because we loaded it up in a key group. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. Make sure you hit that notification bell. That definitely helps the channel. I appreciate every one of you guys who watch the videos and support. You know, good spirits, good spirits. I'm in good spirits because you guys been checking in with me, tapping in with me, donating, doing things, and really helping your brother out. Feels great to be able to build such a community of people that you've never seen or met. Makes me strive to put on an event or put on something where we can all meet. You know, between my community at Twitter that just crossed 72,000 followers over there, you know, and my community here at YouTube, it's 2 of my favorite social media places, and I really appreciate you guys. I do have some Ray-Ban Metas. I do have some Ray-Ban Metas that were gifted to me. I'll definitely start implementing some of that footage in very soon in the stories or the shorts. All right, now that we got that laid out, let's go ahead and clone these tracks, these drums. We're going to create a clone drum. So now we have 4 tracks. And now we're going to go over to, if you don't see your pads when you click pad mute, you just go to bank 1 and that's where they're at. Now we're going to get these drums a little bit better, a little bit tighter, you know, add a little bit more variation. That's part of why I cloned the track, is so that way we can add even more variation on this 3-track beat. So while I play these beats in, let's review. You know, this is Continent Gardens. This comes from the O.T.G Stimmy Pack or the O.T.G expansions pack. You can get it on the link below. These are a group of over 40 plus native instruments and different expansions that I created over the last 2 years for my MPC. So that's why I talk about not having a skinny MPC. So for all you skinny MPC guys out there who don't have a bunch of sounds and don't have expansions, you have Bassline, and you cop this and fill it up. This is the D's preset drums. We just using the drums. This is a sound. Those dots that you hear is a chorus sound that comes from the same exact expansion. We loaded that into a key group. We turned off note on mode and turned it into one-shot mode. We utilized the step sequencer to get our snare and our kicks right, so we didn't have to do that, but we played in our hi-hats. We used event muting as a way to turn off our 808 and keep our 808 kind of in check. We added a couple of plugins to our sound that we have as a key group, which was the 4-band EQ and Flavor Pro. Yeah, Flavor Pro widened out our screen, but we ended up using the vinyl preset and just turning down the crackle. We switched the order, which is a new feature. We switched the order of our presets and put Flavor Pro first and the EQ second. We carved out some of the lows and the mids on our main sound. You know, and right now we're going to play our second drum track in. And we just finished our drum mutes. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to come in and play some of my drums. I said drum mutes. I don't hear any sound. I don't see any sound on the screen, but I see my pad. So now we got to go to our mute screen and make sure we're not muted over there. It doesn't say that it's muted on the main screen, but it's got to be muted. Oh, there it goes. See, so we were muted. We take that off. We should have sound now. I'm going to hold my note repeat button and mess around with some of the kicks. I turn the full level on just to make sure I could hear it. But when I get ready to record it, I'm going to turn it on to half level. So when it's all red, that's full level. When it glows yellow, that's half level. So now we're going to do it at half level because it's just an accent kick, like a ghost kick, ghost notes. So we're going to add these in throughout the whole arrangement. That's why I didn't do them first. I'm going to add some of that snare in there too. You know, my advice is make 2 passes if you need to. You know, don't try to get all the pads done in one pass. Try to go ahead and just run it back twice. You know, but right now we're on sequence 1. Our BPM is 88.84, you know, in review. We started at 86 BPM. We got everything kind of laid out, and then we sped it up till we got to the right feel of it. Then we went and we clicked time and correct. And then when we clicked the TC 1/16 at the top, or whatever yours is set in, the time and correct at the top, we changed the swing to 56% and applied it to the drums. So that's extremely important. Right now, I just latched my note repeat. I turned off the overdub so I could kind of audition which snare I want to use. I'm going to use that snare up there, and we're going to alternate between the snare and the kick. A couple snare rolls added in the background, just to kind of kill the monotony and any loopage. And, you know, if you want, once you have this all set up, which I'm not going to do, you could easily go to your arrangement window and you could go ahead and start to shift your hi-hats. You can select them all, turn off your grid and nudge them so they're off just a little bit, so you could get that loose hi-hat feel. You know, you could go and grab all of your kick, all of your snares that is on the 5th measure, and nudge them just a little bit, you know, so you're not so, the drums aren't so tight. But my advice is to do all that last. You know, you could spend hours trying to get loose hi-hats, but let's get the arrangement down, get everything the way you like it, and then you can come back and make those nudges and do it for a whole section, and nudge some forward, nudge some backward. You know, you could do other things. So remember, when just because we did the one sequence method, it doesn't mean that, and we did our mutes, it doesn't mean that you can't add more. You know, we cloned this channel, cloned that drum track, and now we have the same drums, and we could just come in and add these accents. I really appreciate you guys. I'm looking at the clock. It's crazy that these 3 tracks took me 27 minutes. But I feel like when you have simpler beats, it's a great analogy for how things go. When you got simpler beats, sometimes you spend more time on the intricacies because you only have so many sounds going on, where, you know, maybe if you have fuller beat, 16 tracks, 15 tracks, not including, you know, not piecing out every drum sound, but the drums on one track, no clone. You had 8 to 15 tracks. You know, some sounds merge together to make another sound. You might just mess a lot with the volume. But when you only have 3 sounds, you want to make sure you get those 3 sounds to sound full and really do the job of carrying this beat for however many minutes. So we're going to turn that bass down some more. I'm going to go over to the main output. I'm going to go ahead and add my EQ. I love my EQ. Mind you, this is all standalone. This is straight out of my Live 2. It's not running through anything else. It's going right into my interface, and my interface into my computer. My interface doesn't color the sound. My recording program doesn't color the sound. So the only change in sound that might have some compression might be from YouTube. Alright, so now we got 2 sets of drums. We go to our first drum. Let's go ahead and add the MPC 3000 emulator so it hits a little hard. Let's go to our track edit and go to our drum effects 2 screen and add a little soft clipper, just a little bit. Turn up the volume of those kicks. Let's go add a little bit of bass. I'm going to leave it at the stop where it says tight. And let's add a little bit more of that bass. Always remember there's 10 effects built on to every pad on the drum program. I don't know if this is a glitch or not, but notice if you switch it over to solo, I could hit I'm gonna hit automation, and you know, I would love to be able to solo to automate my solo off and on. But when you turn on automation, I'm just going to do it quickly and turn it off and show you. It doesn't save it. It doesn't put it into memory. It doesn't save it. So I don't know if anybody from Akai is watching, but two bugs. You can't automate your solos, which is a little crazy. And 3 bugs. When you load your key group, dragging and dropping files doesn't work as should. And the third bug was, when you load a new plugin, it opens up not on the default screen, but whatever the last screen you had open in Track Edit. So those are the 3. I think we're good, bro. Hopefully this sparks some inspiration. It's finally getting warm outside. Everything is getting back to normal, it feels like. I'm going to add some reverb on that snare. But we got another one. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. Make sure you check out the O.T.G Stimmy Pack. Fatten that MPC up. Support your brothers. Support the masterclass. If you want to donate, O.T.G on Cash App. Follow me on all social media, 365 O.T.G. And we work through hardships, baby. Flooded studio, no flooded studio. We still make beats every time. Big O.T.G. Guess what? We got another one.